Hi, everybody. I hope you all are having a great weekend. It's so nice to see you guys back. I thought this video would be fun if I just sat down, show you all of the eyeshadow palettes that I either received in a Boxy Charm box or ones that I actually purchased in the Boxy Charm Drop Shop. It is a great way to sort of build up your makeup inventory, especially if you're looking for those kind of key pieces. And there's certain kind of like, eyeshadow palettes and makeup that I really want to try that appeal to me. And Boxy Charm so far has not let me down. But I have been really happy with the purchases that I've made in the drop shop, which I want to share with you regarding eyeshadow palettes and also the eyeshadow palettes I received in my Boxy Charm boxes. So if you're interested in just hanging out and seeing what I have and talking about them, then just keep watching this video. And if you're new to my channel, this is just kind of like a stress-free, judge-free, totally chill kind of vibe that really just focuses on makeup for the 45 plus working gal. That's me. If you are so inclined, I would love for you to be a part of the family. And so please think about just smashing that like button if you like the content and hitting, of course, the subscribe button. I won't inundate you with videos because I am still a working woman. I do remember the very first box. So that was the October box. That was my first Boxy Charm box. And I didn't pre-pick anything, although out of the 5, because I have the base box, 5 products that you get, you are allowed to customize one of those, but I didn't. I wanted to be nicely surprised based on my beauty profile and just kind of see what the Boxy Charm people were actually going to put in my box. And I was so excited because I've seen people talking about this brand to receive this palette here. So this palette is the Violet and Sage Ace Beauty palette, which I thought was so pretty, and here are the colors that come in that palette. And at first, I was just like, it's most unique color story. It's very easy to see kind of like where some purples, some pinks can kind of go. But with the purple and the green, I was just like, is that something that I would normally wear? And the answer to that question is no. It's not something that I would normally wear, but actually once you kind of get into it, just think it's fantastic. It really is a great way of kind of like putting these purples with these greens, which you normally wouldn't do, and they were really quite beautiful. So I was really excited to see that. I can't even remember what the retail value of this was. Pretty sure that usually most of the eyeshadow palettes they put in your Boxy Charm pretty much pay for your Boxy Charm subscriptions. I thought this was just super fun, really pretty. You've got a lot of mattes, but you do have these 3 shimmers right here. I'm a girl all about the shimmers. So I've got to swatch these, and the colors are just absolutely so pretty. Like, that's in my color house, isn't it? Which ironically, that's why I'm wearing this pink. But I just thought so pretty. And those mattes, they really blended out beautifully. Was so excited to see this first palette in my very first Boxy Charm, which was the Ace Beauty Violet and Sage. Okay, you guys, so far so good. This video that I just shot, not corrupted. So let's just continue with the next one. The next one is amazing, and it inspired me to do a whole sort of fun Christmas video short. But I did this look, and then with this palette, because it was so inspiring, the colors were so rich and they were so Christmassy, and it was calling to me, and again, so surprised that I received it. So it's lots of fun. But this one is the Ciate of London, and it was their Spice palette. And I'm kind of like hit or miss with Ciate of London. I have certainly purchased other palettes and other products from Ciate of London. Some I've loved, some I just kind of thought were duds. It's really hit or miss for me, but this palette, you guys, I mean, look at the colors. I actually thought that other than the color story, it just reminded me so much of a lot of like Wayne Goss's palettes he put out. I'm not talking quality, just kind of the setup, the pan size, the idea of it, the cohesiveness of the color story, and also a little bit of Makeup by Mario, where he had that sort of very beige and champagne palette. But anyways, this is definitely not the price tag of those two. This is Ciate of London, which is definitely, I would say, about a medium priced makeup company. But you guys, I was so surprised. I love, again, all these colors. It's so funny because I have like fair to alabaster skin. I mean, blue eyes, blonde hair, pale, pale, pale. And yet I gravitate towards warm colors like all the time. I don't have pinkish undertones. I have to build that in with my makeup, which is one of the reasons why I love makeup. But look at the colors of this. So this 9-pan palette, just so beautiful, so rich, so inspired me because, again, if you saw that short, and it'll be on my channel, where I tried to do a makeup look with eyeshadow that would feature your favorite drink, cocktail, or whatever your beverage was for Christmas. And mine was the Crantinis. When we used to have like lots of people over pre-COVID, and we'd have big Christmas parties. That was our party every year, was the big Christmas parties. And my feature cocktail for all of our guests was the Crantini. And these colors, you guys, again, so you get a lot of pans of matte. You get everything from this light kind of set the eyes all the way to this deeper sort of like brown. And then you have these 3 shimmers, which of course, you know, I have to swatch for you. But oh, just every one of them was just so incredibly beautiful. Again, like the richness, how reflective they were, how kind of emollient almost they were when they went on. And I just couldn't help myself. I just was so over the moon, so happy. I'm so delighted that I have this in my collection. And it's not because they're incredibly unique. It's just the cohesiveness of the color story for that Ciate of London Spice palette. Like if you've not tried it and those colors speak to you aside of the packaging, just see if you are a Boxy Charmer if they have that in the drop shop, because I really feel that it is so worth the price. You can quickly see why it is that I'm not really inspired to go to Sephora and pay full retail for any eyeshadow palettes when you are a Boxy Charmer like customer, because really you just keep perusing the drop shops as they send emails all the time, and very quickly you will see that it's well worth your time and money to be able to purchase what you're looking for in the drop shop. Okay, the next one that I want to talk about, I also think very similar along the lines of the Ciate of London Spice palette. But this one was, again, I mean, I can get a hold of Ciate of London in Canada. But this one I think I got in my second last Boxy Charm. And it was one of the items that was up, so I did pick it, and I absolutely chose it as my custom piece. This was the Dominique Unconditional palette, and she put that out at Christmas time. And she is a very, Dominique, is a very known, she's been on YouTube as a beauty YouTuber for quite a while, a younger girl than myself, and a lovely girl. But when she talked about the making of this palette in particular, how she came up with the color story, the names of it, and then her look, I was so inspired and just thought, she seems, I know nothing about her, but seems to be a very honest and very down-to-earth and very family-focused person that really loves her family. And I just love this 6-pan eyeshadow palette. It's so funny because I used to be a major fan of the Mega eyeshadow palettes. For practical reasons, these smaller, 9 pans and 6 pans and 4-pan eyeshadow palettes, they are just really the way to go. You can just do a completed look in one go, and many of them that have 4, 6, and 9 give you multiple coloring sort of options for different outfits, and they're so travel friendly. And now that we're all back to travel, it's so fun. But this one is beautiful. I really love this, maybe even a little bit more than the Ciate of London Spice palette, only because it has softer colors, but it has this incredible, just, you know, I thought it was like, it's like a pressed glitter, but it's the kind of pressed glitter that reminds me of the Tati's, you know, her Volume 1 Neutrals palette. You know, that kind of like liquid gold. Now, I will say I have just on my own created a look using that. You have to be prepared to lay down a little glitter glue on the lids, you know, and really press it in because it is glitter particles. So, you know, if you're someone like myself and then you start like, you know, touching your face, which inevitably I do 1,000 times a day, you're going to be wearing this all over the place. But just for application, it is just so incredibly like, I don't know, just lovely. It's so emollient and it just goes on so easily. And just even the look when she took her own palette that she created, it was so inspiring and looked so amazing on her that I was like, yes, I just have to do it. You do have two other sort of shimmers. You have this one here in the corner, and then you have this one light and airy, and again, you know, just provides you with, you can see on the back of my hand, it's got all of those glitter particles, but you can see these two shades here, and it just provides like such a nice option of different colors. The next one was the last one I received in my Boxy Charm, and I didn't pick this one, and again, because I didn't cheat, I didn't look at anybody's Boxy Charms that month. I didn't even realize that I was getting it, and this is by Wander Beauty. It's called The Sweet Escape. And again, such a pretty, like almost like early spring and Easter palette. Look at those colors. I think I even pointed it out in my last Boxy Charm unboxing and said, you know, I've swatched them many times. I've used them just in my own personal life. But if you ever want to see a look with these very muted but very spring-light, soft pastels, then please just let me know. I just think they're so, so beautiful. And then you have these beautiful pops of like metallic, and then you kind of have this kind of like, I don't know, more easygoing, everyday sort of like quad over here. I think there's a million ways that you could create looks. I am just like so inspired by some of these metallics as well. Incredible. This one definitely has more mica in the purple one. This purple one, like, would you guys look at that? I mean, honestly, it's just screams spring and Easter to me, those colors. I really just think that that is going to be so, so fun to just keep creating looks with. But like I said, just let me know in the comments down below if that's any of these palettes, if it's something that you just want me to do a sort of like, you know, maybe a couple of looks with each of these palettes and which palette that would be. But it's such a beautiful palette. And the first time that I've ever actually used a Wander Beauty eyeshadow palette. I've not experienced their eyeshadow formulas before. And so yeah, so that's really exciting. The last one that I want to share with you came in a Boxy Charm. But this was the only one that wasn't an eyeshadow palette. It is their cheek palette, I guess. It's the Cheek Duo. It is the Cupid's Cheek Duo by Natasha Denona. If you know, you know. On this channel, I am like a huge fan of Natasha Denona. This one, so pretty. Again, love that metallic packaging, albeit, yes, it shows every single fingerprint. I still just love reflective things, and these too. So you have a cream blush, and you have this cream kind of to powder sort of highlighter. I don't even know if they come in colors. It's the Cupid's Duo, so if you are a Boxy Charmer, then you may very well have received it either in the past or just recently like myself. But I just think that this blush is just beautiful. I completely love it, and I think equally the highlighter is just gorgeous as well. It is definitely more golden than a true champagne, but nonetheless just such pretty colors. The highlighter, which is really pretty for the summer, and then you have that cream blush, which is just so, so pretty and so buildable. I am so delighted that I have that little cream duo in my possession, so thank you, Boxy Charm. Okay, let's get to this part of the video where it's the 3 palettes that I purchased. that I went to the drop shop for. So the first one I did a video on, and it was one of my, goals for the new year that I wanted to try this brand because I'd never tried this brand. This French eyeshadow brand, you're probably going to guess that it is Viseart, and these are those Petite Pro palettes they've been putting out. This was the first one, and I picked this up literally for like $9 US. It is probably the smallest little petite palette that I own, but the colors inside, you guys, are just incredible. Those colors were just so perfect for the winter and fall, and I just love the packaging of it because it sits in this little sleeve. It has the legend and names of all the colors on the back. It is a magnetic closure, but does not just have the plastic sheet. This is like a shield, and this shield just nicely sits over and completely protects these precious, precious little eyeshadows. Viseart, if you've not tried it, I don't know. I always think, and maybe I'm a little old school because, of course, Natasha Denona has most of her products made in Italy. I know that some of the best, like eyeliners, lip liners, all of those are made in Italy. But Viseart, this French eyeshadow company, wow, you guys, it just sort of blows me away. All of their metallics are just emollient and silky, and they just feel so incredible. They just go on so effortlessly in true colors. I mean, look at that. And what I loved best about how they made this was these are all metallics, and then we have corresponding mattes down below that are just also incredible. And they give you a nice range from the very light kind of vanilla up to this really cocoa brown, and every sort of gradient in between without repeating it. It's just so intelligently laid out. The color story is so beautiful, and I just love how the colors wear. I am in love with this. I can't wait to see what other petite Viseart palettes they have, because wow, this one is a complete winner and so worth $9. Wow, incredible. All right, the next one that I purchased from the drop shop, and I believe I paid $14 US for this one. And it was really off of the very first palette I received. So the Violet Sage Ace Beauté palette, I was just like, I am so incredibly impressed with the formulation of those eyeshadows. I just thought that they were lovely. And so I purchased this one because I'm like, I am going to start to really build up my eyeshadow collection of like new, exciting color stories for the spring and summer. And to me, first of all, the packaging on this palette just obviously screams spring. And then inside, I have yet to even use this, but you guys, the colors, there you go. It's actually so big, I can barely get my face and this palette in the same screen. But look at the colors. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful colors. So a lot of mattes. I think you have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 metallics. I haven't swatched it. I haven't done anything with it. I just absolutely think this is going to be so fun to create looks with this. I can hardly wait. It's a nice cover to kind of protect it all. So I can't wait. $14 for this. Are you kidding me? That was so worth it. I cannot wait to start to dig in there and create some really summer looks, because believe me, we're going into a tiny little bit of a deep freeze this coming week. Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going into double-digit minus temperatures, and we've been a little spoiled this winter. So I'm not really looking forward to that, but hey, we're almost at the end of February, which means that literally spring is right around the corner. So I'm getting inspired. The last one, like I said, I just love it. Love it to pieces. I can't tell you. I've even, put dents in some of the mattes. This is the Natasha Denona, the Zendo palette that I picked up for half the price. Again, so sorry that it's, that metallic like packaging. So it is going to just be completely like fingerprint all over. But the color story, you guys, come on. This color story. There, I'm blocking my face to show you, but that color story is spectacular. It's got all the colors on this side, these two rows that constantly draw me into an eyeshadow palette because they're warm. You kind of have these sort of transitional neutral colors right in this middle row, and then these two rows, the cool tones. And it's just the way she put them together, the cream to sort of powder formulations in two of the eyeshadows, and the way the mattes blend. You know, I did a look, you know, featuring mainly this kind of middle shade and this blue and light blue and mint green, but then I also then went in when the cameras had cut off and I did sort of like a wet look using that as an eyeliner down here. Look at the depth of the colors. Like, are you absolutely kidding me? It's why I am completely addicted to Natasha Denona. But you know, if you know, you know, anything that is just kind of like these colors, anything that is a shimmer, you know, speaks to me. But they are just, oh, I don't know, they are just incredible eyeshadows, and I am so over the moon happy that I purchased this eyeshadow palette for basically half the price as the Zindo palette in Sephora Canada, which would be $82 for this palette. At the beginning, for good measure, because I completely forgot about it, thus I have different makeup on, it's a different day, and I'm wearing a different outfit, but I had to submit this because I've been really enjoying this palette as well. And this was by Item Beauty, Addison Rae line, and it was this really cute little sort of 10-pan eyeshadow palette that is just perfect for every day. It just has some of the most fun kind of shimmers in it. It had some great mattes in there for every day, and I just thought it would just be a loss if I didn't actually talk about those as well. So thus this insert, really another fun palette that I have just been using. Of course, you can see that I've been mainly tapping into the metallics. Anyways, you guys, I just thought I would put that in a few days later. Hope you're all still having a great week. So anyways, you guys, that is my eyeshadow collection with that one, you know, the Cupid's cheek duo that I threw in there that I received. And anyways, absolutely delighted with those purchases. Loving every one of them. Have yet to use the spring inspired Ace Beauté big eyeshadow palette, which will be coming up. I will definitely be doing some spring looks with that. But over the top, so excited, and just think what a smart way to do shopping when you're trying to build up your inventory with some of these products that you may not have received access to in the past. Anyways, really wonderful. So enjoying my Boxy Charm subscription and loving that one customized sort of pick out of the 5, plus the opportunity to buy at huge discounts the products, like I said, that I otherwise wouldn't have access to unless I went right directly to the website. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Again, if you did, smash that like button. And again, thank you so much. If you're returning here as part of like my Radiating Beauty family, then you know that I am so appreciative. I never take for granted the time that you give me just to spend and chit chat and have a good old girl sesh right here on my channel. And I hope where you are that it is nice and sunny and warm and not double-digit minus temperatures. I love you to pieces, and thank you all so much for spending your time with me. I can't wait to see you guys all next week. Bye for now.